Hi everyone, it's Crazy Winter Moon. Welcome back to the craziness. This is right where we left off, where we locked Dio into the thingamajig. Yeah, fun times, right? So we locked Dio in the treatment pod. That's what it's called. We locked him in there, and because he killed people, he killed the old woman, and we're suspecting he killed Luna and Alice. I believe they're dead in this timeline, so that's what we're going off of. We don't actually know he did, but he did kill the old woman and he confessed to it. So he's locked in this thing and we're gonna keep going. I don't think so. Not really helping your case, Dio. So, I guess we figured out who the murderer was. And we found Quark. Oh yeah, that's right, they're missing. Yeah.
とりあえずこの階の倉庫に戻ってみませんか。もしかしたら2人はすでに集合場所であるあの倉庫に到着しているかもしれません。
Good point.
行ってみよう。
Huh. Looks like they aren't back yet.
あるいは私たちを探しに行ってしまったのかも。
Oh, by the way, I have a kitty cat in my lap. She refused to not be in my lap. She climbed in my lap and she said, "I'm sitting here, and whatever you have to do, you're gonna do it with me sitting in your lap." So, you know, she's my precious little baby. So, I let her stay. Oh man. Now we've got to go look for them.
白の扉が開くまであと何分だ。
50 minutes.
それだけあるならまだ焦る必要はないだろう。もう少しここで待ってみないか。行き違いになってもなんだし。
Kay and I nodded.
ところでシグマ、K、待っている間に一つ聞いておきたいことがあるんだが。
Oh yeah?
クオークのバングルの件についてだ。
Yeah, we saw that.
さっきポットの中のあいつを見たとき、左の手首にバングルははめられていなかった。あれはなぜだ。
How should I know?
見つけた時にはすでに外れていたのです。
ではそのありかもわからないと。
Pretty much.
そうか。そいつは弱ったな。クオークのバングルがなければゲームを続けられなくなってしまう。
What?
CD の第二扉を開くにはバングルは3つ必要だ。それが1つなくなってしまったら。
Oh no. We wouldn't be able to go through the secondary door. Who would be pairing up with Quark?
クオーク君のバングルは赤のソロのはずですから、水色のペア板をはめた2名ということになるでしょ
う。Who's the cyan pair?
四つ葉と天明寺だ。
The two who are missing.
まだお見えになっていない2人ですね。
That's what I just said, Kay. Thank you.
クオークのバングルは消え、同じチームのペア2名も未だ姿を現さない。
Yeah, it's a little odd, isn't it? What's going on? Does that mean Clover and Tenmyoji took the bracelet?
二人がお前らよりも先にクオークを見つけていればその可能性はあるだろう。
Then why aren't they back yet?
白の扉の先に進んでしまったとか。
How? Okay, the doors haven't opened. What? No, that's not possible. The primary doors haven't even opened yet.
もしかしたら何者かが開いたのかも。
How?
方法はわかりません。しかし前例はあります。ほら、緑の扉の先に3枚の扉があったでしょう。あのうちの1枚が何者かによってオープンの状態にされていた。あれと同じことですよ。
But that's against the rules. But that's not playing fair, man.
ええ、分かっています。ですが、扉を開いたのがゼロボスだったとしたら、ルールもへったくれもないのではありませんか。
No, not really. I mean, he basically has control over the whole game, so he can do whatever he wants. Doesn't matter which one of us it is.
このゲームにおいてはゼロボスこそがゲームマスターのようなものですからね。
つまり四つ葉か天明寺のうちのいずれかがゼロボスだと。
可能性はあります。
I mean, it's a possibility for all of us, so I don't really see what the point is in speculating. Oh, one of them is Zero Senior. Well, any one of us can be Zero Senior. It's you can't make a guesstimate like that because you can't. The speculation is just. Okay, let me just put it the way my boss would. You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of you and me.
そう考えれば、二人が姿を現さない理由も説明できるかと。
二人はクオークのバングルを持って白の扉の先に進んだ。
If they did, we won't know where they went until the doors open for the rest of us.
そうなるでしょうね。
What did I just say about assuming? It makes an ass out of you and me. This is still all just speculation, though. Maybe we should go look for them again. One of us can stay behind so that we don't miss them if they come back.
わかった。それでは私がここに留まろう。
では、私とシグマさんで二人の捜索を。
CD が解放される5分前には戻ってこいよ。あ、そうそう。ディオを連れてくるのを忘れないようにな。
Of course. Ugh, Precious. I love you to death, baby, but you're really making this difficult for me. This is the pantry? Can I get you to lay next to me instead, baby? Come here. Boop. Just lay there. Lay there. I love you. I do. I promise.
そのようですね。
Well, looks like they're not here.
クオーク君捜索時の二人の担当箇所は赤の扉の先。
Precious. And she goes right back in my lap.
すなわちこの部屋のはずですが。
Not gonna do us any good to hang around here, though. Let's head upstairs.
わかりました。
Child. I really need to clip your claws, too. Mwah. No one here either, huh? Tenmyoji loves scotch so much I thought we might find him here drinking some. It was around that time that I noticed Kay was acting strangely. He was staring at all the shelves of alcohol in a way that I probably would have described as blankly if I could have actually seen his eyes. Hey, what's up? You want a drink?
あ、いえ、飲みたいのは山々ですが、私にはこの仮面がありますので。
Right. Sorry, that sucks. Honestly, I'd gotten so used to the suit that I kind of forgotten you were wearing it. Why the heck did they make you wear that thing anyway? You still don't remember anything?
実は、徐々に。
Really?
はい。
What did you remember?
父のことです。
When Dad, you remember that? Did it just pop up out of nowhere?
ふざけないでください。私は真面目に言ってるんですよ。
Sorry. So you remembered who your father was?
ええ。
What about your mom?
どうやらいないようです。私には母が。
Oh. So your dad raised you?
ええ。まあ。
Alright, here comes the story, so let me take a swig of this drink real quick before I keep going. I would like to note that I've played this part 3 times now. All for you guys. All for you guys. Kay stopped for a moment, then calmly folded his hands in front of him.
私は父が働く研究施設の中で育てられました。その施設で働いているのは父一人だけだったので、私は成長するまで父以外の人間を見たことがありませんでした。しかし何しろ生まれた時からその状況ですから、それを不審に思うことさえありませんでした。
He wouldn't allow me to go near him while he was working, but the only times he wasn't working were the times when he was sleeping. As such, the only communication I had was with the education software he'd given me. I suppose I was a fairly expressionless child then. We develop body language to communicate with others, and with no one else to communicate with, I suppose it makes sense. Once I learned to read and write, I began to realize that my situation was not normal. Many of my books mentioned a mother as part of a family, and in several, the mother, father, and children would eat meals together and talk to one another. Soon I found myself longing for a mother of my own. Someone who would always be with me, who would scold me if I did something wrong. At night, they would read to me before bedtime. If only I had a mother like that, I thought, I would be so happy. So for the first time in my life, I asked my father for something. He had finished working and, as usual, was making his way toward his bedroom when I stopped him and asked for a mother. He looked at me silently for a long moment before finally responding, "Okay." I remember to this day how happy I was at that moment. A few months later, he called me into his laboratory. It was the first time he'd ever done anything like that. My heart was beating quickly as I stepped inside. Standing next to him was a young woman, and my hopes soared. But when he said her name, or rather, her ID number, they were dashed. He had given me a robot to play the part of a mother. I didn't want a mother that was just a machine who did what a human told her to. When I told my father that, he looked surprised for the first time in my life. Then he frowned, coughed, and admonished me for being a whiner. He'd never scolded me for anything before. At first I was surprised, then angry. Precious. Hot tears streamed down my face. My father ordered the robot to take care of me and shoot us out of his lab. The robot was very convincing, and she smiled and spoke as if she was a real person, but I refused to answer her and locked myself in my room. You can talk to a robot and it will respond, but in the end, you're still talking to a machine, not a person. If that was what I'd wanted, I still had the education software my father had given me. When I ignored the robot as it tried to take care of me, it looked sad. It couldn't really be sad, of course. It was only programmed to look that way. A robot's facade of sadness didn't mean anything to me. After that, I stopped expecting anything from my father. We'd never really spoken to begin with, so it was easy enough for me to make sure we never saw one another. I lived my life as if he didn't even exist. Perhaps it seems strange to you that I continued to live with him, but I never considered leaving. Perhaps in the hidden depths of my heart, I longed for a relationship with my father. Everything changed when I was 18. I left my room one morning to find a woman standing outside of it. She was the first human I'd ever seen apart from my father, and I was understandably surprised. For a moment, I thought my father had created a new robot, but when I told her that, she laughed and explained that she had come to help him. As it turned out, she was a very mysterious person. She was much older than I was, but something about the way she behaved was almost girlish. She would tell me stories about the world outside in such a way that I was never sure if she was telling the truth or making up fantastic lies. Ultimately, though, the truth didn't matter. I loved her stories. Hang on a moment, my lips are super chapped. I need chapstick. She wasn't helping my father directly with his research, so I spent most of my days with her. Before long, I discovered she'd known my father when he was young. She told me stories of how he'd fallen in love as a younger man, and I began to imagine that the person he'd fallen in love with had been her, and that she was, in fact, secretly my mother. After she settled in with us, our long-established routine began to change drastically. First, we started to eat together. Before then, I had never shared a meal with anyone in 18 years. She scolded me for my table manners, or more accurately, the lack thereof. If I was going to eat with others, she said, I would need to be more polite. Having eaten alone for my entire life, manners had never been something I'd even thought about. My father got in trouble too, when he made the mistake of reading through research papers during dinner. The look of surprise and embarrassment on his face made me burst into laughter. I couldn't remember the last time I'd shared a laugh with my father. It might have been the first time. The room we considered our living room changed too. Before, it had just been another room, but she made it comfortable. After we finished our dinner, I would sit on the sofa and relax with her and my father. Those times were the ones I cherished the most. For a little while, every day I got the family I'd longed for ever since I was a child. At her suggestion, I started to help with my father's research. He specialized in genetic engineering, and I discovered I had an interest in it as well. Time faded away as I lost myself in research. Now that we were working together and studying together, my father and I had a great deal to talk about. For the first time in my life, we began to speak with one another like a father and son. Whenever I impressed him with something I'd learned, I felt a surge of happiness, and it drove me to study even harder. My days felt full, right, and meaningful, but most importantly, I was happy. 4 years passed in the blink of an eye, until one day I happened to overhear my father and the woman speaking in the laboratory. Their tone was serious, so I listened closer, curious to know what they were talking about. That was when I heard her say that she planned to give her life to achieve their goals. It was clear that she wasn't being metaphorical. She would have to die. I was in shock. The research I had thrown myself into would lead to her death. I asked my father to stop his research immediately. He refused to listen. She agreed with him. She told me that she had been prepared for what she had to do since the day she came to our facility. My father had known about it from the beginning as well. Angry and disappointed, I began to investigate what exactly the research I'd been helping with was working toward. Perhaps, I thought, I could figure out a way to keep her alive. I discovered much more than I'd bargained for. To begin with, I learned that the ultimate sacrifice of my father's research would require a good deal of sacrifice. The ultimate success, sorry. And I also learned that my own existence was just another part of his project. I had been created to function as my father's spare. If he died during his research, I was intended to continue it in his place. I was stunned. I was furious with my father and with her, and even with the research I'd poured myself into for 4 years. There was only one thing to do: destroy the facility and end my father's horrible research once and for all. I made plans to destroy the main reactor, and with it the entire facility. But she saw right through me. My father was livid and locked me in my room until his research was complete. All I could think of was how I might stop him. She did her best to convince me that I'd misunderstood, that everything would be fine. As much as I wanted to believe her, I remembered in the back of my mind that she had been the one who pushed me to become involved in my father's research. Had that been an earnest desire to give me something to do with my life, or... Still, I couldn't bring myself to hate her. She had given me a reason to live. Alright, I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm gonna pick this up in the next video. So, I will see you all next time. Ta-ta! So much reading. This is not a good time to have chapped lips.